Hello, folks, and good morning. Welcome to a quick little first impressions here for Starvaders. And thank you to the developer Penguinauts for agreeing to send over a code. Because this is one of those cases where my friend just kind of came up and sent me a message one day, like, "Dude, you got to go check this out." And I did, and I'm really glad I did because yes, you should also go check this out because this is a really fun concept for a game. Now, before I get the usual comments of like, "Oh my god, everything describes itself as a roguelike," basically what this game is kind of like a arcade shmup turned into a turn-based game. Okay. So again, everything's labeled as a roguelike these days, but like this is a really cool version of the idea. So effectively, let's go ahead and just get a game started here. So you got different classes, different characters, all of that kind of thing. We're going to stick with the defaults because I am new to the game, so I'm just going to describe it as it's come up to me so far. But again, like I said, it's basically a turn-based shmup. So we're going to go ahead and start off at our factory here, which is going to be where we get assembled. So each class is going to be, better at different things, obviously. In this particular case, we are a gunner, which means that we, well, gun things. And when we start off at the factory, we get a choice of a few different cards. You have a starting deck of, I would assume every character has 10. And then from there, you have multiple different things that you can slot in there. Additionally, every one of these cards that you get will potentially have different modifiers to them. So, for example, like right here, you'll notice this one says Echo Reload, so typically it would be the reload card. And it says it can potentially repeat up to twice, and then the card is purged. Effectively, that it does its thing twice, and then it goes away. The cool thing about this is that your deck of cards is not actually set. So, like, we'll get into this as time goes on, but the way that it actually handles how, for example, your cards are basically your mech taking damage is really freaking cool to me. Anyways, so you basically get a choice of different different kind of locations to go to in each one of them, and essentially this will just kind of depend on what you're looking for. In this case, we're a gunner, so attack cards sound pretty good. Man, I love this music, by the way. It's a good combination of upbeat and super chill. So we'll go ahead and pop this one here. Let's see, we get a quick fire right here to blow that one up right here, and then we'll dodge out of the way of this shot. So, a few different notes on mechanics. So, the enemies up top will essentially try to go downwards, and additionally, if they end up reaching your kind of safe area down there at the bottom, you get a tick up on your doom counter. So essentially, they are constantly trying to go and overwhelm you. The thing is, though, there's multiple different meters going on at once. So, like your doom counter there, it's like if you end up getting completely overwhelmed, you're toast. However, it's not the only thing going on. So, like you'll notice every one of these cards has a heat cost. So up there on the top left, you'll notice that there's one fire symbol for each of these. So like, let's say we move here, our heat has gone up to 1. We fire this thing once, our heat is up at 2. We fire again, our heat is up at 3. You can actually overheat yourself in order to go and take another action, which actually will then cause damage to your mech. And the cool thing is, this is modeled by your cards actually getting damaged as you go along. With those cards either getting burnt so that they don't end up actually doing anything anymore for the purpose of that round, or they potentially will turn into various glitches that get added to your deck. Things like, you suddenly can, like, if you don't spend some of your heat to go get rid of this card, you'll end up getting randomly battered around the next turn, or you'll end up having one less card to draw or something like that. It's a really cool way to simulate damage in a way that isn't annoying. Like, it just feels genuinely cool as hell every time they do that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and go over this way, try to get rid of this guy. See what this reload gives us. Gives us multiple firings over here. That thing's shield is broken. And then additionally, that won't really do anything, so we'll just go ahead and leave that there. But yeah, dude, this is... this game has some absolute energy to it, is why I love it. I'm going to go ahead and pop you over there, pop you over here, so that'll just kind of throw out a bomb type of deal here. And then we'll take one of our free moves over here. Hopefully they will then all surround this bomb type of deal here. I'll take, let's say, one turn. Actually, you know what? We'll just... I shouldn't have done that. I don't know why I decided to skip turns. I have this weird thing, for some reason, that I regularly will end up skipping turns instead of just playing normally. Oh well, anyway. So as you go along, you get all kinds of different modifiers to your deck. So sometimes like, oh, your bullets are now classed as lasers, or you end up shooting out different things depending on all kinds of different stuff. Like let's say sometimes it'll be like, oh, if you blow up a shield, those shields self-destruct. If you blow up an enemy, they end up shooting one more thing classed as a bullet upwards. And again, redefining what each of those terms are is pretty darn fun, because when it's suddenly saying things like, again, like, using bullets as lasers as an example, all of a sudden this means that if you spawn let's say, a bomb type of thing, you catapult it into somebody's face, launch them backwards into a whole mob of units, they have a shield on them, that shield explodes in an AoE around them, which also explodes the bomb, which also is set to have multiple projectiles that shoot in different directions, but each of those projectiles are now a laser, and the thing clears out like an entire map in one action. It feels pretty darn good. Anyways, Rocket Fist is pretty good. We're going to pop that in here. Like on my most recent one, it had two different combinations. One which was like fire everything, where it's like everything that has fire in the name, it'll just draw out of your deck and shoot at once. And then a combination of another one called Hellfire, where depending on how much you're overheating at the time, is how much of just a barrage of stuff it'll shoot forward. Anyways, let's go ahead and go over here. This one will get rid of one of our Doom counter ticks as one of its little dealies there. So, also, just to point out, obviously, we're at the very beginning here, very start of a run. It's not going to be overly, overly complicated as of just yet. But again, we still see lots of that energy on display, which I really, really like. Actually, I think part of the reason that I keep accidentally ending turns kind of prematurely here is because when it says X, like, I've been, playing a lot on the just kind of PS4 side of things lately, so I keep looking at X, and it's just like X on the Steam Deck is a different thing. You'd think I would have learned that by now. It's only been, years of covering stuff on a Steam Deck, but you know what? No one said my brain isn't broken, so there's that. Anyways, we'll go ahead and take a couple of actions this way. I probably should... Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and use our reset button, because I probably should have put myself in a more convenient diagonal to go deal with this guy over here, so that we're not getting overwhelmed from the side. So we do have 3 uses of a reset button, which gives us a few different options there. There we go. Beautiful, and I guess we might as well move over here. Just kind of accept our overheat. We'll be fine by next turn anyway. Not to mention, I love the weird glitches that happen. So, like, this one's just burnt, so it can't be used anymore. You basically burn out your kind of weapons and stuff like that. It's so cool. I love that as a concept, because, like, your robot is functionally indestructible, but its components take damage as you're going and fighting things. That's just such a cool simulation element, Like, you wouldn't expect that from a shmup. Like, you would just expect, like, hey, the thing touched me and IR explode. Ooh, one bullet pierces through one entity? Yes, I don't even need to look at the rest. That'll do pretty good to me. I love how there's even cards that are specifically labeled as broken if they're just really good. But yeah, dude, the energy on display here is great. And I want to also point out, this isn't just like, this kind of thing the whole time. You have bosses that come up too with their own fun, unique mechanics and stuff like that. Like a giant mechanical Hydra where you can like aim at its heads, aim at its necks, potentially cause those heads to go and tangle up with each other and stuff. It's so freaking cool, man. Okay. Let's go ahead and probably... I think we're going to go here and just attempt to rocket punch the bejesus out of this thing. Or maybe just reload and... Alright, go for one of these. One of those is going to pierce. Let's see. If you destroy an entity, make the most expensive card in your hand free this turn. That should be good for that rocket punch. Except we're already overheating, so I guess that's not going to count there. Oh well. Never said I was good at this yet, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Give it a little bit of time. All right. Do we have 2 movements? Yes, we do. So we're just going to take 2 movements over here. Take a little bit of an area fire there. Go ahead and throw a bomb over this direction. And I should also point out that the AI the different enemy types will actually react differently if you go and block their path. like that particular one decided to, well, it decided to just go forward. There's other ones. There's other ones that I saw that will, for example, self-destruct if they happen to see a thing in their way. Other ones will attempt to go around. Others will try to just skip it or whatever else. But let's see. Afterburn, move 1 to 4 tiles. Next thing takes +1 heat, or discard a card in your hand, give it +1 repeat for the rest of the encounter. Yes. Because, yeah, if you can stack a bunch of repeats, those are pretty good. And we're almost at the boss of the first area, so we've got a pretty decent chunk of change here. So your mech is a bomb. It detonates and strikes adjacent tiles when struck. I think we'll go for that. Or Flint and Steel. On your next turn, draw +2 cards and get +2 heat snake. Ooh. No, that's first turn, though. Okay, whatever. And then, also, if you have a particular card that you don't like, you have that over there. Alright. Let's go ahead and give this one a tip. If anybody here happened to be a fan of Binding of Isaac's tip mechanic, apparently that's here too. Not exactly in the same way, but you can give them a bit of a tip, and they'll give you an upgrade eventually. Alright, so we got the Mothership here, so this is going to essentially be a multi-segmented boss type thing. Okay, let's go ahead and combine that with this card. Let's go ahead and give this thing a quick fire here. And then attempt to go forward a little bit. Reason for that is if you can get like any kind of area of effect type stuff on this boss, it's pretty decent. Let's go ahead and go for one of these. And go here. Pop in one of these. The center is going to be immune, so we're going to leave that as is. Going to take all of our additional money for additional combinations and points and things. So you move to any tile in the center column, draw the top card of your discard. No, let's go ahead and reload. Pop you over here. Okay, throw that one over there. Beautiful. Cause them to blow their own dudes up. Alright, now the Mothership is going off in different directions, so I'm thinking what we do. Do I have a movement? I do not have a movement. That is... Oh, wait, yeah, I do have a movement. What am I talking about? Alright, you go over here, you go ahead and rocket punch this one. That explodes that one, gets rid of their shield. Not gonna have anything within range to fire there. Alright, you go here. And there we go, that should blow up the second section of the ship over there. Now the main section is good and exposed, so we should be able to blow off the shield and blow up that thing, and that's that. Blow up the shield, dodge the thing that's coming, wait another turn, because I didn't have a second attack there. Probably could have just reloaded, but that's fine. I just love watching all the little cards go all shuffly all over the place. And there we go, first boss is already done. Let's see, cards that are repeated get a +1 repeat. Well, we already got a pretty big repeat pile there going, so potentially that's up to 4 repeats for a single card. Alright. This one will take a thing off of our Doom counter, so let's go ahead and make that happen. And so on, and so on, and so on. There we go. Repeated reload is 4. Alright. This thing triple fires at this point. Alright, you go here. It's just so satisfying. Okay, discard a card in your hand and give it +1 repeat. Okay, this thing needs even more repeats. There we go. And just go ahead and fire at that thing. I'm pretty sure it's just completely immune, like it's saying, but wouldn't want to let a little bit of logic get in the way of a good explosion having. Alright, let's go ahead and reload those cards, because that deck is all movement and no DACA, which is probably fine under some circumstances, but not today. Alright. Go ahead and quick fire that thing. Move forward, fire in a burst. There you go, shield got broken there. You go this way. Ah. There we go. Overheated, burnt out that card, but that's fine. Again, I love that simulation element. So, let's go ahead and get these 3 out of the way. And we're already done here. There we go. There, fire everything. Shuffle your discard into your draw pile, then draw and play all cards with fire in the title for free. Yes, please. I love it. Alright. More upgrades or more attack cards. Okay, whatever. We'll take more attack cards. It's good stuff, man. Again, the energy on display here is just great. I will take the reload. I will take... Let's just see what this looks like. Alright. Probably should move up here. Gonna completely waste that turn, to be fair, but... Alright. You go ahead and drop this sucker over there. Let's see, take one turn here. Use the reverb on this guy. One returnal over here. Get a triple fire on this guy, which would have blown up any shields if we had any, but that'll do. That'll do. I definitely should have probably reset that turn because I messed up a bunch of things, but it's fine. It's perfectly fine. That's actually one of those other things that I've really enjoyed about this, that you basically can get away with doing a pretty decent amount of mistakes. You'll be just fine. That shift from earlier is currently damaged. So we'll just kind of use some basic shots here, get rid of that one. Probably could have used a turn to go purge that card so we're not running into any problems with it. Now let's move over here, use a fire everything. There's that item activating from earlier. Apparently I decided to end my turn instead of just attacking things because, well, same old reason as before. Honestly, I probably should just rebind those buttons. Okay. Alright. Just got all movement cards there, though. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and move this direction. There we go. Use the multi-fire thing. That thing's going to split apart. I actually thought it would have kept on firing. I guess not. Whatever. Just go through that guy over there. You shoot over there. Alright. Fire everything. So many explosions. Alright, you go over here, rocket punch this dude, and we're good to go. Let's see, strike on the line up to 2 tiles away, range is increased by a +1 for each burnt card you own, or burst fire, which is basically attack, plus you then move to the side and then attack again, so I'm gonna take that one because I like that it's free movement. Let's see, another final stand? Sure. Or we get a swarm of these guys, which are actually pretty decently built against. I like that they tell you what you're running into. It gives you a good chance that if you have a run in which, you potentially don't have everything that you're looking for, then you do have a chance to adjust and adapt and things like that. So, that's pretty good. All right. Let's get rid of a lot of shields there. Go ahead and quick fire. Not gonna have enough to rocket punch afterwards, but that's okay. Actually, one thing though, the end turn thing sounds almost exactly like one of the sound effects that the Steam Deck uses. The little doop-doop kind of sound. There we are. Get a few pieces blown up, but those are all immune. I don't know why I keep trying to shoot at them. And you go ahead and shoot at this guy, and let's see. I think we'll probably just leave it right there. 5 combo is decent. We're not overheating and taking too many cards there. Go ahead and drop this sucker over here. This should punch through all of them because it's punching some of them upwards. Take this reload. Probably shouldn't have taken that reload, but hey. Alright. Let's see. Move you here, move you here, take this one here. Probably just reverb this guy in case we need it. I don't think there's anything else that's going to be spawning in, so just kind of leave that as is right over there. Alright, you go this way. I love that card so much. Okay, let's drop this over here. Even if I'm playing this terribly, it's just fun to go and do stuff. All right. Go here, you go over here, and then finally rocket punch this guy. As all of our insides are just completely roasting away, trying to keep up with all this firepower. Let's see, fire 1 bullet upwards, chains to randomly nearby invaders for each junk or burn card in your hand, sure. Or add a copy of Reckoning to your discard pile. I don't know what that is, but I'm gonna go for this one over here with even more stuff. Get 1 more workshop visit. Next attack is free. Get a Nova Bomb that's on sale. Get this one. Push your mech down. Next card played gets +1 repeat. Nice. Let's see, move 1 to 3 tiles in the cardinal direction. Strike nearby tiles. Creates 2 Meltdown in your pile. Flamethrower. I couldn't figure out how to use the flamethrower last time, so I think we'll go for just one of these and throw the rest in the tip jar. Let's see, dodge, move to any tile diagonally, gain immunity this turn. Yes, please. Because I wonder if with immunity this also means that you still trigger your explosion effect, because it does just say whenever you're attacked, so why not? All right. Go ahead and take some shots over there. A few pieces are going to break off from it. Let's see, we can move diagonally with this thing to gain immunity. Those things are going to explode. Rocket punch this thing, get rid of one of those blobs that'll split into even more blobs. There's a bunch of stuff that's like layering all over our area here, so that does give a pretty decent amount of space to test things. But completely immune, and yes, it does actually trigger your self-explosion effect. So it's just free reactive armor. Fantastic. No way. Okay, so let's and now we sit for the cutscene. Oh man, I thought there would have been more than that. Oh well, whatever. Everything's a triple. Alright, that's only right there. Oh wait, no, that's just firing straight forward. Okay, do this one. Beautiful. This is such a fun concept for a game. Let's see, 16 combo. That is already our next item, good and afforded. I think something just started trying to update in the background as to why it's making that weird sound out of nowhere. Alright. Throw a Nova over there, and that's the boss already almost toast. I like the Blob. It's a fun boss. Alright, let's see. Let's start off with a Burst Fire, so that'll get rid of all of these ones. They split off into their different requisite groups. Has their own Blob guy, does some shenanigans to themselves. I don't know what the actual benefit is of combining those two cards, but whatever. We're immune this turn anyway. Get a one tick going on our Doom counter for right now, but that's actually not fine, because here, hit the reset button so that I can get a couple of movement cards going. Because with a couple of movement cards, I can do something. With just one, not so much. Alright, do the Rocket Punch, because it's safe here. I would do Fire Everything, but I don't have any guarantee that I'll get exactly what's needed. Alright. So let's go ahead and dodge this way, just in case it does any more of those bomb spawn things. You go there, you go here, take another quick fire, and... That's just cool. I didn't know what would happen if you used a repeat on a movement thing, and shockingly enough, the repeat repeats. Who could have guessed? Who could have thunk it? Alright, let's move you here. Pop these two suckers right here. Still gonna take one on the Doom counter, but that's okay. Get one last guy over there. Get all our discards going, and pop this dude into face. And that's it. Beautiful. Let's see, NG89. Each turn, a random attack in your hand gets +1 repeat. Even more repeats, you say? Or let's see, whenever you gain or lose any amount of heat sink, increase that amount by 1. Or each turn, the first card that would be discarded when you played stays in your hand instead. Nah, more repeats. More repeats for more DACA, please. All right, so now we're in Act 3. I think I've gotten up to Act 4, possibly. I don't know for sure, but this one will take a tick off our Doom counter. And as if this is FTL, you always take your free repairs. Alright. Now we got our burst over here. Let's see, +1 pierce. Oh yeah, this is the one with the pierce thing through it. So that should be perfect here, because that gets rid of a couple of their shields. Alright. We get some cubes, do the little shooty thing here. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what those cubes do. All these different things obviously will have different mechanics to them. I have not learned them all. But one thing that was very useful last time around is one of the abilities that caused it to spawn a random bomb somewhere on the field over and over. And yeah, so this whole thing with it going and using every card in the pile, if you were to combine it, like you saw with that rapid fire thing, was it rapid fire? Whatever it was, the thing that essentially fires and then moves to the right, it kind of just like sweep across the entire map doing it that way. Anyways, I'll use a Returnal to go back here, as all of the cards are going absolutely nutty all over the place. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay. Go ahead and dodge for some free immunity over here. Actually, forget that. We're going to reset because I don't have very many things to attack with. And more attack would be good right now. Alright, you move here. Triple burst fire. There we go. There's exactly the thing I was talking about. Alright, just some cubes and that one weird cloister-looking thing for right now. You go right here. You go ahead and drop one of those right there. We'll take our four rapid shots up to the front. Still no idea what those cubes do. Right, we get an upgrade to fire everything. Shuffle your discard pile, then fire everything. +2 repeat and purge on this card. Risky quick fire while in the danger zone. +1 repeat. I mean, I don't know how... So danger zone is basically when it indicates that something is about to shoot forward. Whatever. +2 repeat on rapid fire, or just on fire everything sounds ridiculous. Or even more of these heals plus additional upgrades. Why not? I guess we got some kind of weird space ghost or something. Alright, that thing's got a shield, and now it'll no longer have a shield because it's getting multi-punched. Alright, take... Ooh, hell yes. Okay. Just fire everything and see the results. Oh, apparently... Okay, apparently we already drew all the cards, so it doesn't have anything to fire. Good to know. Okay, go ahead and go over here. Triple punch this way, please. That's fun. That's just plain fun. Let's see, throw one of you over there. Throw one of you over here. Alright, that's everything clustering up a little bit. I need more of those little AoE spread shooty dealies. Whatever they were called. Yeah, triple fire, there we go. Go ahead and take the dodge. If we move that over here, I think there... I didn't see if there was another Returnal. I don't think there is. We'll do that. We'll do this. Alright. I'm going to move over this way. Unfortunately, that does put some more stuff on the Doom counter, but that does potentially save stuff for a little bit later. Also, here's another one of those damage cards from before. So it'll just keep adding more junk cards to your pile. It's like this one, if it's unplayed, you will get hit at the end of your turn, which can also be a positive, because in this particular case, obviously we get a little bit of AoE damage if we were to get hit at the end of our turn, so that actually can be a benefit in this case. So like if we leave right here, theoretically, there we go, we get to attack for free using the glitch that we ran into, which again, using the weird malfunctions of your dying robot is just such a fun way to do things. Alright, use that for movement, which should put us in the position to snipe one of those things, which we're currently overheating, but go ahead and move over this way to hopefully be in a better position, burn out our legs a little bit so we can't necessarily move as well later. Hopefully that'll be just fine. If we use Returnal, that won't put us in the right spot, but we can completely block off this area. Yes, there's maximum of bombs for right now. It's actually not necessarily always true. Okay, we'll go ahead and end the turn right there. They should go diagonally, which is fine. Alright. Now you go here, you triple fire. Then you go ahead and drop this guy right here. There we go. Which puts everybody in a nice little tunnel, kill tunnel right here. Go ahead and burst everything through, and we're good. Nice and crazy like that. Alright. Let's see, move up to 2 first, or Returnal fires 1 and 1 when you move. We'll take that. More upgrades probably sound good here, because I think we're doing fantastic on cards. I don't necessarily want to add too much to that pile. Alright, there's one of those things that is kind of, sort of, part of a boss. So this is one of those things, this is one of those guys I mentioned earlier, like the Hydra heads and stuff like that. This is just like 2 of them by themselves. Okay. Let's go ahead and put you there. Alright, that broke their shield. Can I get into a position to attack that head? No. I'm gonna attack the other one, though. Break its shield. Use this other thing to go this direction. We are going to overheat a little bit, but we're in a better position here because I don't want to be letting too many bad things happen here. Is 2 movement going to be enough? Now we are gonna go ahead and press the reset button on this one. Alright, got a couple movements this time. Let's see. Burst Fire will get rid of one of them. Can use Returnal to go this way. Then if everything's lucky, this might potentially sweep to the right a bit. We picked up some glitches. We're picking up more glitches every time this is going and happening. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize you could do that in the middle of your turn. Huh. That's cool. So Returnal just kind of keeps activating. Alright, over here in case we get a multi-fire. It just keeps on going. Man, alright. I didn't realize it could have that many things go off at once. I guess the more you know. Actually, here, let's have you move over here, because if they get damaged, it's going to break that head. Because currently, they are immune. So it's just going to play itself. It's going to lose a little bit of its neck every time it gets blown up. Alright. Use this rapid reload. Have this guy over here. Only take some damage to do some free numbers here. See if unplayed, get +1 non-fatal doom and purge this. Yeah, get rid of that. Overheat with a junk card, trash fire. That's good. Alright, I think our deck might be starting to be a little bit too damaged to be completely functional, but that's alright. This should be survivable a little bit, hopefully. There we go, blow up that guy with our own self-damage. I, again, love that this is a mechanic. Alright, let's go ahead and use our last turn reset in case there's any hope of getting out of this in one piece. There is. Kind of. Alright, let's see. There's only one shot at this, so... Alright. I move right here. The one on the right with that triple fire on the left is basically guaranteed. Like, if I had a way to go left a little bit, like if it wound up... Here, does it have the mouse? If it wound up right here, if there was a way to teleport right here, it would just be like... And, like, the entire thing would be done. Alright. yeah, I love how it gives a warning, like, yeah, 5 doom. Like, I know, this is not going well, but that has Pierce on it. I... I mean, there's not really anything else to do here. Nah. Well, that's the end of that run. Just got played in a corner, and then you get this lady popping up. Which, as a little bit of a side note, lately, so a few months ago, my brother reaches out of nowhere, right? Gives me a recommendation to go read a series called Good Boys. Basically says, I will give you no context, just go read it. And it turns out to be about alien space dogs. And fantastic. Anyway, so liked the style of the author, ended up going through their other books, and one of them was this one called Nemesis, which apparently is getting made into like a Netflix show or something. This thing looks a lot like the description of the thing in there, which is basically like Lady Godzilla that just like anytime somebody feels bad about something, they like go and they tear through an entire city to go get at them. With a bunch of basically glowing nukes all over them and otherwise pitch black. Anyways, sorry. Random tangent there, but that's just what kind of keeps coming to mind every time I see this thing. But as we go through the timeline here, we get new types of events popping up, different types of encounters, and then you go back to the start. That's really kind of where, as far as I can tell, the roguelike stuff begins and ends. You just get new unlocks for every new playthrough, which it feels like this all needs a better term than roguelike, because everything has traveled so far beyond anything similar to Rogue by now. Anyway, so let's see, we get, by level 3 gunner, we get detonate a bomb with +2 radius. Do not end your turn when you overheat. Oh, that seems broken. Reset your card and draw 3 cards. If this overheats, you get +1 doom. Okay. Anyway, so, I don't have the other stuff unlocked. Let's see, win on Apocalypse to unlock that one, or win on Invasion. Well, we'll get there when we get there. As far as the characters, I think there's 3 in total, I think. So this one you get for overheating, or sorry, for cooking your cards 20 times, which the way that I play basically happened on the second playthrough. Let's see, obsessed with hot chocolate. All right, fair enough. What do you look like? Oh, and it's funny, they actually even have a little bit of a guide on how they all work, and that's neat. So let's go ahead and go with you. Start with first contact. And alright, well, you get the general idea, though. I'm going to pick a couple things, going to do a couple of quick rounds with her, and then just kind of, like, put in some last notes here. But yeah, this is such a fun little concept. Like, I never would have thought in a million years, like, let's make turn-based shmup and it would actually somehow work out. This is pretty great. All right, let's see. Flurry Fire. Fire 1 upward, automatically played for free after a card with fire in its title is played. Do we have anything with fire? If unplayed, gets +1 next time it's played. Okay, put that there. Pull any entity up to 2 tiles left or right. I'll pull this one. Oh, left or right. Okay, in that case, pull you. Oh, I can't cause it to impact other stuff. Oh well. You know, there's definitely a lot of Into the Breach energy here too, with the way that spacing and general speed is a huge part of things. Especially the way that the danger tiles are displayed is obviously also going to call back to that pretty darn well. But either way, like I feel like I've been comparing a lot of stuff to Into the Breach lately. It's almost like it's a really good game. But yeah, so that's about that. I have to get going, so y'all have yourselves a good one. Thank you for stopping by, and yeah, definitely go give this thing a bit of a look. I believe they had it on sale for some percentage off. Let me go see. I know that they were having it as part of the summer sale. If you are interested, looks like, yeah, summer sale is 10% off at the moment. Apparently, if you buy it as a bundle, it also comes as a bundle with Monster Train 2, which I personally haven't played, but I've heard very glowing reviews about. So, it looks like this thing is 25 bucks at the moment. And a good bit of a banger for the price there. Anyways, so I gotta get going. Y'all have yourselves a good one again, and thank you for stopping by. Take care.